guys, welcome to Orna Bakes. Today we are making these delicious chewy ginger bars called Hermits because if you stow them away for a few days they will get better and better, which makes them the ultimate holiday cookie. They're traditionally made with molasses, but I switch out half the molasses for my favorite golden syrup, which is also in my famous crunchies and my delicious ginger snaps. You'll find the links to all three recipes down below, and all my recipes are on ornabakes.com. These Hermits are chewy and gingery and you're gonna love them, so let's bake. In a medium bowl, place 2 cups, 240 grams all-purpose flour, unbleached or bleached, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, pinch of cloves, whisk together to combine and set aside. In the bowl of your stand mixer with a paddle attachment, cream 1/2 cup, 113 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 cup, 200 grams of sugar on medium speed until light and fluffy, scraping the bowl and the paddle once or twice. It should take about 2 to 4 minutes to get a nice light color and fluffy texture. Add 1 large egg at room temperature and mix until completely incorporated. Add 2 tablespoons 40 grams of unsulfured molasses, 2 tablespoons 30 grams of golden syrup, or you could just use molasses. Make sure to scrape the bowl really well. Add the flour mixture on low speed and mix just until incorporated. As soon as you start to see those last bits of flour mixing in, start to add your dried fruit, which is chopped into equal pieces. The best way to do that is with kitchen scissors. Add 1/4 cup, 38 grams of dried apricots chopped, 1/4 cup, 28 grams of dried cherries quartered, 1/4 cup, 26 grams of golden raisins. Mix just until combined. Scrape the dough onto a large piece of plastic wrap well, and refrigerate for 1 to 2 hours or up to 24 hours. Once the dough is completely chilled, which makes it easy to work with and those flavors have come together, divide it into 4 equal pieces. The easiest way to do this is of course to weigh it, but if you don't have a scale, no problemo, just eyeball it. Work with 1 piece of dough at a time. Stick the rest in the refrigerator. Take your piece of dough with lightly floured hands, roll it into a ball, and then lengthen it out with your fingertips on your board. Try not to add extra flour, so if your dough is sticking to the board or your hands, just use your bench scraper to help you and use a little bit of flour on the board and your hands as necessary. Brush off any excess flour so it doesn't taste bitter. Form it into a log about 12 inches, 30 centimeters long by about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters thick, and use your board to help scoot it onto your baking sheet. And then just use your fingers to gently get it back into its shape. Roll it if you need to get a little bit longer. You want it at least 12 inches long. Use a ruler to help you get straight edges, but it really doesn't have to be perfect. You know I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I like to use instruments, but you do not have to. Scoot that second one onto the baking sheet, leaving at least 3 to 4 inches in between. Bake 1 sheet at a time in a preheated oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius regular, or 2 sheets at a time in a convection oven, 325 Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. Switch and rotate trays after 14 to 15 minutes. Bake for 18 to 22 minutes until golden brown but still soft to touch in the middle. They will harden as they cool, so don't overbake because you want the edges crispy and the middles nice and chewy. Place on a cooling rack and sprinkle quite generously with 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. Cool for 10 to 15 minutes and then slide that parchment straight onto your cutting board. Use a sharp serrated knife to trim off the ends at a diagonal and then slice them into 1.5 inch or 3.5 centimeter bars. You'll get about 10 to 11. I'm not usually a fan of dried fruit in my cookies, but you can't even taste the dried fruit. It just adds this interesting chewy texture and moistness. Is that a word? All right, let's try them. Wow. It is hard to believe that these are going to get better and better because they are so delicious already. Not too spicy, you can taste the ginger. If you wanted to spice it up a little, you could just add chopped crystallized ginger. They are so good, you have to make them. You'll find this recipe and all my recipes on ornabakes.com. Please like, subscribe, and share this recipe with all your friends. Thanks so much for watching.